You don't need superpowers to become a hero, and this movie is a prime example of that statement. Hello and welcome back to Every Recap Ever. Today we are seeing an Indonesian superhero movie called Asiap Man. So drop a like and subscribe for more such recaps and let's go. Let's meet Zul. He lives in a suburban village. Every day he wears his robe and jumps in a river from the bridge. Everyone in the village cheers for him while he does these stunts. Why does he do that? So let's rewind a few years back. His father, Ibrahim, used to teach him to hold breath underwater so he could become strong. He didn't have any friends, not that he is shy. He even approached some kids one day to play with them. However, they put all the blame on him for ruining someone's store. There was a girl named Ayesha. She knew his goodness and she always helped him. Zul's mom, Susi, and Ibrahim have a small restaurant. His father used to tell him about the heroes who protected their country during the war. He even told him that goodness can fight any evil in this world. This triggered something in Zul, and all he wanted was to become a superhero. During Zul's birthday, his father gifted him a cape made from their restaurant's poster. They even gave him a superhero name, Asiap Man. They are not rich enough to afford expensive gifts for their kid, but at least they raised him with good teachings. Let's come back to the present. Zul still wears this cape and runs around the village helping people. Everyone calls him by the name of Asiap Man. Ayesha has also grown up and she runs an orphanage to help kids. He has a crush on Ayesha and she knows about it. Everyone seems to like him and his positive nature. However, village chief's son, Bill, is the only hater he got. So Zul has two best friends, Diana and John. They support him and believe that Zul can become a real superhero if he gets some kind of superpower. So they film him getting struck with lightning, getting bitten by spiders. However, everything just fails. What did they expect? One day, after offering their prayers, Zul's mom asks him to stop running after becoming a superhero and start working for the family. She is concerned, he is not a kid anymore, and she thinks he needs to become a responsible person now. Next day, we see a girl named Kiara getting chased by some men. She even fights with them and defeats some of them. After running for a while, she jumps in the river. The leader of the group, who is actually the village owner, orders his men to find her ASAP. Meanwhile, Zul gets ready for his daily routine. He wears his cape and jumps in the river, while his friends record all this. He basically jumps in the river to clean all the trash. Zul then sees unconscious Kiara floating on the water and quickly rescues her. Everyone in the village is shocked seeing such beauty, and some even try to give her CPR. However, Zul stops them and asks Ayesha to take her to the orphanage for a time being. Kiara later wakes up and learns that she is in a village and Zul saved her. Zul, on the other hand, tries to approach her, but embarrasses himself. He has somewhat developed a liking towards her. Later, he tells his friends about this and they decide to change his attire to impress her. They give him a complete fashionable makeover. Zul then goes to meet Kiara. He is acting very shy and even brings dinner for her as a gift. She doesn't understand his behavior but finds him cute. Apparently Ayesha is watching them and getting jealous. Later, Kiara tells Ayesha that she will be leaving soon and asks Zul's address. She then goes to meet Zul and warns him that something bad might be happening soon. Suddenly, someone lights up the Molotov and puts fire in the village's market. Chaos spreads across the village and everyone goes to help the people. Zul's father rescues a trapped woman and goes to save her husband. Zul sees that and goes behind him. His father gets trapped and starts coughing due to less oxygen. In the end, Zul somehow manages to bring his dad back from the fire. However, he is on the verge of death. He asks Zul to take care of his mother and loses his life. He then does all the funeral process with tears in his eyes and everyone comes to give their condolences. Kiara feels bad for Zul and decides to investigate the burnt area. She finds a lighter and immediately goes to meet her ex-boyfriend Nico. Apparently it's his lighter and she suspects that he did the fire incident to take over the land of the village. He wants to build a big housing society there and wants villagers to abandon their house. He has already sided with the village owner. Meanwhile, the owner demands the villagers to pay their rents or he will confiscate their houses. However, due to many people losing their businesses and houses in fire, they are unable to pay the rents. Even Ayesha is in the same boat as she lost her orphanage during the fire. Zul interfaces in this argument and asks for some time. Meanwhile, Kiara goes to her dad, who's a politician, and asks him to help with the village situation. He tells her not to worry, as he has something in mind. Later that night, Zul decides to burn his cape, as he realizes it is impossible for him to become a hero. However, he sees his father's illusion beside him. He tells him that he doesn't need superpowers to become a hero. All he needs is a little courage and determination to fight for good. Later, Ayesha also gives him some motivation and he gains his confidence back. A few days later, Zul goes to a cafe with his friends and they watch some YouTube videos to learn fighting. They see a guy's video and get impressed by his fighting skills. After leaving the cafe, they actually meet the same guy from the videos. They get excited and ask for his fighting secrets. So apparently he reveals that it is all done on the green screen and with paid actors. Zul finds it disappointing, as he realizes that the guy is actually faking it in front of many people. However, his friends find it fascinating and decide to try it. They make a makeshift green screen with wall paint and ask Zul to perform some stunts. He is not at all liking it. According to him, he doesn't have real powers and just fools people into thinking he has. They steal the cafe's Wi-Fi and upload Ashiap Man's first video on YouTube. Meanwhile, Kiera's dad arranges some groceries for the people who lost houses in the fire. However, they refuse to take the groceries, as they feel this is just a trick to gain their votes. If the politician really wants to help them, why doesn't he start with their rent problem? The villagers see Ashiap Man's video and get excited. Apparently, the video blows up with millions of views and everyone in the city starts talking about him. Meanwhile, Nico's dad is going to throw a birthday party for their small son. He asks Nico's dad to invite Ashiap Man. On the other side, Nico is angry with the village owner for not evacuating the village yet. His dad then comes and asks Nico to invite Ashiap Man for his brother's birthday. He then learns about the village situation. Oh, and he is not at all happy with Nico. According to him, he can't even take care of some villagers. Meanwhile, Zul's mother tries to comfort him. He is not liking the fact of deceiving people. However, she explains that at least people got their smiles back seeing your video. Kiera visits him with a gift for helping her in the past. Apparently, she has also seen the video and she thinks this is something the villagers need in this gloomy time. Suddenly, his friends come with an invitation for Nico's brother's birthday party, with a hefty amount of cash. Zul realizes this money can help with the rent problem and decides to go. Later during the party, while Ashiap Man is entertaining the children, Kiera sneaks into their mansion. She copies files from Nico's dad's computer. Apparently, she wants to collect proof of all of his wrongdoing, so she can expose him and save the village. Apparently, she gets seen by the security and somehow runs away. This makes Nico's dad even more furious and he blames all on Nico for not controlling his ex-girlfriend. So Kiera quickly goes to her dad and shows him the evidence. He is angry with her for ruining his plan. Apparently, Nico's dad has invested so much money for her dad and he can't go against him. He threatens her to marry Nico by showing pictures of Zul. He means to say that he can unalive Zul anytime. She has left with no other option but to obey his orders. Meanwhile, Zul gets another shock when he learns that Nico's dad has filmed him taking the money. This makes villagers lose faith in Ashiap Man. Diana then shows him the news of Kiera getting married to Nico, and this adds fuel to his misery. Zul finally decides that they shouldn't rely on these tricks and green screens, and he starts training his body for real. Villagers see him training and realize that he might have not deceived them. Meanwhile, Kiera calls Nico for a date. She tricks him and steals his car, as well as his phone. Apparently his phone has all the data of their illegal activities. On the other side, the village owner comes with the intention of throwing people from their house. Zul shows courage and stands up for the villagers. The fight starts, and let's just say it's damn funny. So villagers see Zul fighting and get the courage to fight with the thugs. After some comedic fighting, they manage to take down the bad people. Kiera then comes to the village to show the evidence, and Zul just leaves. She learns that Zul really got affected when he learned about her marriage. She tries to explain to his friends that she did this to gather the evidence. As she goes to upload the evidence online, a video pops up of Nico taking hostage of Ayesha and kids. He asks her to return his phone if they want Ayesha back. On the other hand, Nico's dad sees his empire falling before his eyes and asks Nico to take all the blame on him. He doesn't care about his son and only wants to save his back. He locks him with others in the warehouse. Oh, and apparently there is a bomb installed. Kiera and Zul's friends reach the warehouse. She takes care of the guards and goes to save the hostages. As everyone tries to leave, they see Ayesha handcuffed to a bomb. So another guard comes and Kiera starts fighting him. Meanwhile, Nico's dad injects some kind of fluid in him and he bursts with adrenaline. He then fights Kiera and gets the upper hand. Finally, the hero comes to the scene, the Ashiap Man, with a new suit. Apparently, he learned about the abduction from villagers, and this uniform was a gift from Kiera. Yeah, the one which we saw earlier. He then joins hands with Kiera and starts fighting the villain. However, their attack doesn't seem to work. Nico then asks his dad to stop this madness. He always wanted to be like him. However, he has realized that he is nothing more than just a criminal. Nico then asks Diana to upload the illegal files to the internet. Zul takes care of the situation and punches his dad so badly that he goes through the wall. The bomb is still ticking, so he quickly evacuates everyone. However, Ayesha and Kiera are still in the warehouse. He is now in a dilemma as to who he must save. They both are screaming to save the other person. Bomb explosion. Turns out he manages to save both girls. A few days later, the news of illegal activity in the construction company spread to the media. Kiera's dad takes a huge loss but cuts his ties with Nico's father to save his politician image. Later, while celebrating the village victory, people make a cake for Zul. Now the question is whom he is gonna feed the first slice to, Kiera or Ayesha. So in the end, he gives it to his mom for always being there with him. While celebrating, he again sees an illusion of his dad, smiling and being happy for him. He secretly holds Ayesha's hand, indicating he has chosen her. Meanwhile, the village chief's son finds the serum Nico's dad used and gives a sinister smile. As I said previously, you don't need a superpower to become a hero. All you need is a little courage and determination to fight for good. That's all for today, and we will see you in the next video. See ya!